Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 2023 Samsung Offline Racing League. We're here at the South Boston Speedway for the 10th race of the season. We've finally reached the halfway mark of the season. After this race, we'll have 10 races left, and it's taken a while to get here, but we are here and getting ready for what should be an interesting race. It's one of the very few times this year that we have a short track on the schedule. So it's going to be interesting to see how these guys perform. We don't really know too much about, these kind of racetracks. It's going to be a lot of hard braking throughout this one. The corners just kind of a flatter racetrack than any of the others we've really been to so far, and it should be an interesting one. Looking forward to it. It is the shortest race of the season, 50 miles in distance. 125 laps long. It's a 0.4 mile speedway, short track, and it's, as I said, it's going to be one where I'm not exactly sure who's going to come out on top. I'm not sure how, whether or not we'll see, the guys up front remain up at the front, which is, we see that quite often at short tracks. We see guys that be able to. It can be hard to pass at times, so potentially that could be the case. I'm not sure. So we'll see what happens in this one. Coming into this race in the points, Thomas Truxell in the number 27, he is the championship leader. He comes into this race with a 48-point advantage, which is quite a lot at this stage of the year. Hasn't won a race, but he's had a really good season, Thomas Truxell. You see him starting back on that inside lane. He starts from, I think, 15th off the top of my head. So good starting spot for him. He's got James Jefferson, the guy who's second in the points, starting right alongside of him. Jefferson, the winner at Las Vegas. Ricardo Garcia in the number 33. He starts a bit further back. He's third in the championship, 49 back. Now, Texas winner, Henry Gore in the 71. He starts ninth in this one on the inside lane in the 71. He's fourth in the championship, 57 back. And Nicholas Samadillo in the number 97 is fifth in the championship, 60 back. Owen Miles, the Atlanta winner, he starts sixth in this race. He is sixth in the championship, 64 back. Noah Clifton, who starts fifth in this race, is seventh in the championship, 72 back. Brandon Beal starts third in this race. He's eighth in the championship, 77 back. Paul Antoine Sierre also starts in the top 10. He's alongside Henry Gore. He's ninth in the championship, 79 back. And our last winner, Caleb Rose in the number 32. He is tied for 10th in the championship with our pole sitter, Eli Bright. They are both 84 back. And those are the only drivers within a race of Thomas Truxell at the moment. So that's how good of a year Truxell's had. He's been really quite dominant and starting in a decent position today from 15th. But anyways, we'll get to the starting lineup. Eli Bright is on the pole. This is the first time this year we've had a guy start on the pole in multiple races. Brighton won the pole at Atlanta. He starts on the pole today, and it's an all-Ford top four. If I can get this working. There we go. And Travis Crampton in the number 41 joins him on the front row of his grid. Crampton's teammate, Ryan Durrani Incorporated, Brandon Beal, second last time out at Canadian Tire, had a very good run in that race. Almost got the win in that one as well. He starts from the third position, and our Kansas winner, John Stewart, teammate to Eli Bright, starts from the fourth position. Noah Clifton starts from fifth in the number 25. As I said, seventh in the championship. Owen Miles, sixth in the championship. And he starts from sixth on the grid today. Sebastian Palmer in the 15. He's not too far behind. He's 12th in the championship, but he's over a race off Thomas Truxell. Of course, he's the winner at Auto Club earlier in the year. He starts seventh. Echo Evans-Ross in the 62 will start from the 8th position. And then our Texas winner, Henry Gore, mentioned before, he comes in this race fourth in the championship. And Paul Antoine Sierre in the number 69 for Monkey Racing comes in this race ninth in the championship, but will start from the top, rounds out the top 10. And there is Truxell and there is Jefferson. That is 15th. Jefferson 16th in the 54. And if we look back there, there's Ricardo Garcia, Nicholas Samadillo starting on the outside, back down the order as well. So we'll get this one going here at the South Boston Speedway. And I just realized I haven't actually accelerated. That's good. Good stuff. Good start. Here we go. There's always something. There is always something, I swear. There is always something. The benefits of doing this race at like 9:30 in the morning. Cars are rolling off. And everyone is rolling off, which is good. It's a short lap. Pace cars on pit road. And we got to get right to it. Eli Bright and Travis Crampton. There's the green flag. We're underway here. The shortest racetrack of the season. And to complete the first lap. Very quick lap. It gets done in under 20 seconds. Eli Bryan in the number 12. Got out to a good jump. And Brandon Beals up into second. And Noah Clifton already up to third. The outside lane, as you can see, is definitely not the place you want to be. You want to be on that inside lane. And Travis Crampton's finding out the hard way about that outside lane in the 41. John Stewart as well also fell back off the start. But he is going to get back in line. And the cars on the front, the inside of the front 5 rows of the grid, moving their way forward. Here comes Clifton to the inside for second underneath Brandon Beal. Clifton's had a good year. I kind of like, he didn't get off to a great start, but he's had a good run in a lot of races recently. And right now he's second at the moment. Comes, as I said, 7th in the championship. Be very quiet, but had a, as I said, poor start of the year, but he's doing a good job. But Brandon Beal has gone straight back to the inside. He's found a bit of speed in recent times. It was quick at Kansas too. He led a lot of laps in that race before having to pit late in the race. He finished 26th. If that didn't happen, it's fair to say, he could have won that race at Kansas. And, he'd be up there in the championship, a bit closer in the championship. So the 37, keep an eye on Beal. Henry Gore, the 71. Is up into third. He's got around Clifton. His teammate Dominic Anthony in the number 39 has not had as good of a season. He's like, I don't even know where he is in the championship, I must admit. He's 30th in the championship coming into this race. He finished second at Texas to Henry Gore. And right now following him through, he's up into the 4th position. Clifton falling back on the outside. Kyle McLeese here. He's had a dismal season. No doubt about that. He is 34th in the standings, so he's a long way. He's had a really, really bad year. But right now doing a good job. He's up in the top 5 as Gore now closing in on Brandon Beal, and Eli Bright already has a second lead on the 37. Gore's getting pretty close to the back of the 37. McLeese on the inside. He's going to get around Dominic Anthony and up into the 4th position. John Stewart's moved his way back on that inside lane. He is now going for 5th underneath the 39 as Henry Gore now goes underneath of Brandon Beal for the 2nd position. And the inside lane, as I said, the inside lane is the place to be. You do not want to be on that outside because there's, it's just not going to end well for you. You're going to drop back, and that's just going to happen. It's just the way it goes. So Beal back into 3rd, McLeese up to 4th, Stewart up to 5th, Anthony's dropped back to 6th. Travis Crampton's found his way back. Obviously, he was on that outside earlier, but he's made his way on the inside. Nicholas Samadio's moved his way forward. We just saw him at the back on the outside lane. He was a fair way back down the order. He's moved his way into the top 10. In fact, he's up to 9th. He's had a really good year, Nicholas Samadio. I was doing the stats because I was looking into it because I was curious. He has 3 top 5s this year. More than anybody else in the field. No one else has more than 2. So there you go. McLeese on the inside here. He gets around Brandon Beal, who's starting to fall back a little bit. And John Stewart, the winner of that Kansas race I was talking about before. It's been a really poor year for John Stewart. Even with that win, he is 31st in the championship. But he had a good qualifying run again, so and he's found his way back on that inside lane. He's up to 4th. Back up to where he started. So a good run for him. McLeese and Gore. Right now, Eli Bright in the number 12. He's led a lot of laps this year, Eli Bright. I think he's led in a lot of races. I think he will go to victory lane at some point. Might be today. He's got off to a good start, although Henry Gore is closing in, and the 71 has been very fast this year. It's been very fast, and I guess it's not too unsurprising that he has been, but right now he's closing in here for the lead. His teammate has just got around Brandon Beal up into 5th spot. There's one thing as well. There are no pit stops in this race, or at least there shouldn't be, unless there is a caution. Which, I mean, look, I don't know. I hope not. But, yeah, if there is a caution, they might come down pit road. That's not ideal, but Sam Dio, I was focusing on Sam Dio. He's up to 7th. He's done a great job moving his way forward in this race. Jerry Chen here in the 36 had a good run at Canadian Tire. Finished in the top 10, right now running inside the top 10 again. And Jared Oren, who finished 3rd at Canadian Tire, he's in the top 10 at the moment. Closing in here on Eli Bright, here on lap 20. Gore closing in big time. McLeese is there as well. You've got John Stewart. Anthony's closing in on the back of John Stewart. Sam are now on the inside in the sports drink battle. Looks like it'll be the 97 who comes out on top in that one. Sam are now up into 6th place. That's a really, really good drive from the 97. Beal up, he has dropped down to 7th rather. Crampton 8th. So still a good run for the two Ryan Durrani teammates as this battle, here we go. I was just about to say, I saw that the 71 was getting closer and closer to the 12, and we have a new leader. First lead change of the afternoon. Henry Waugh takes it on lap 24. The 71 started from the 9th position, and now he's up at the front of the field. McLeese closing in as well. Anthony has got up to 4th. So the Gifford cars, you've got 3 of them in the top 10 because Jerry Chen in 9th. But Henry Gore's in the most important, well, he's in the best position right now, leading this race. Of course, still a long way to go in this one. Still got 100. We got 100 to go this time, and Bright is looking to take the lead back off this 71. Got off to such a good start, Eli Bright. Dropped back, he fell into the clutches of the 71. Now he's on the inside. So good battling between these two veterans. And at the line, it will be the 12. Just at the stripe. It will clear the number 71, or at least he should. He does. Into turn 3. So Bright retakes the lead. Top 5 all relatively close, all within 1.3 seconds of one another. Because we saw Bright had that 1 second gap back to 2nd. So hasn't been going well for him in recent laps. He did take the lead back. Here comes Gore to the inside once again here, the number 12. There's a good battle between these two. And this time the 71 will clear once again. So Gore back into the lead. Bright back to 2nd. And here comes Kyle McLeese. He's poking his nose around there. And there he goes to the inside. Can he hang on that inside lane into turn 1? He will. And he should be able to get past Bright. And clear here. And he will. So number 56 up into 2nd place. Dominic Anthony looking to join his teammate at the front of the field. They did, as I mentioned, they finished 1-2 at Texas, and here they are 1-3 at the moment at South Boston. So Anthony having a very nice run, and then you've got the two Collins teammates here. You got Bright now back with his teammate here in John Stewart. Sam Adio's in 6th. Travis Crampton's got around Brandon Beal, Jerry Chen, and Jake Rogers has moved his way into the top 10 in the number 9. And it's another Honda here that is pressuring this 71 for the race lead on lap, well, now 33. Of course, one thing you should mention as well, the fastest lap of the race, Jerry Chen in the 36. I want to point this out. That's under a 16-second lap. And I only bring it up because these leaders will be, of course, catching up to the rear of the field. Here's our last winner, Caleb Rose in the 32. He is right now at the very back of the field. How fortunes can change race to race in this series. Not a good run for Rose. Not a good run for these two guys as well. They both started in the top 10 in Paul-Antoine Thiers and Sebastian Palmer. Both started in the top 10 and both right now down at the back of the field. You've also got Noah Clifton back in here, and more importantly, you've got Thomas Truxell back in here as well. So, and Echo Evans-Ross in the 62. So a bunch of cars starting up at the front have fallen all the way to the back. And that's 3 Velocity cars in the vicinity of one another. That's not ideal for those guys. But, I don't know what happened to Truxell. He must have got shuffled back early on. Same with Clifton. I mean, all these guys got shuffled back. And there's the other Velocity car. It's, where is this 29? Right now, the 29 is also outside the top 30. So he's 33rd. That's the highest Velocity car. They've got 4 cars outside the top 32. And they're going to go 3 wide. Whoa, 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 whoa. That is very, very dangerous. Paul-Antoine Sierre. I don't think Fitzy is going to be very happy about that. I wouldn't blame him. That was a bit unnecessary. Lap 39 of the race. And get away with it, though. And we had a change for the lead while all that was going on, so sorry about that. But Carl McLeese has got it. 71 has got around the 56 has got around the 71. Bright is back up into 3rd. Stewart is up into 4th. Krempt is 5th. Anthony's fallen back to 6th. So he had a good run going before, and now he's dropped back. So I don't know how he missed. Oh, well, I know how he missed the 56, but I don't know what happened. See where he got it done, but he has taken the lead here, Carl McLeese, and it's the beauty of this series. You see, there's the lap cars right on cue. Getting some radio messages out of the 24 camp of Fitzwater. It's fair to say he was not thrilled by that, by what happened there. Goes without saying, don't really blame him, but everyone kept it together. So no incident there. We keep rolling. Look at the 71. He drove it in very hard there to 2, 3, and 4. Slid up the racetrack out of 4. I haven't really seen that, to be honest. As I said, there shouldn't, emphasis on shouldn't, be any pit stops in this race. Unless we have more, unless Paul-Antoine Sierre actually takes out the 24. Potentially, that could happen, and it may trigger a yellow, but there shouldn't be any pit stops in this race. So, just obviously want to keep in the back of your mind. As John Stewart has got around Travis Crampton back up into 4th. So, good battle between these guys. Anthony continues to fall back in the 39 as Nicholas Samadeo gets around and up into the 6th position. And Jake Rogers follows through as we have a change for the lead again. Good battle here between the 71 and the 56. Gore back to the front. He must have got a very good run through turns 1 and 2 because, well, truly found his way around that 56. Very nice job there. And you've got to be careful. Noon Akbar here is the last car on the racetrack in the 42nd position, and they are going to catch up to him. Just got to be careful with lap traffic. A bit slower, and they can be a bit of a hindrance for the leaders. As here comes John Stewart out of the inside of his teammate Eli Bright. So Collins Racing teammates. These guys have actually been quite good qualifiers, but I mean, John Stewart, besides the Kansas race, has had really poor runs. And Eli Bright, I mean, Bright's 11th and tied for 10th in the championship, but he's been a bit of qualifier probably there. He's led a lot of laps, but in this race obviously and in other races, but yeah, just hasn't, for whatever reason, just hasn't quite been able to get the results that we're looking for down there at Collins Racing. Will Parrish is their other teammate, comes into this race second last in the championship, so it's been a really not a great year for those guys down there. Samadeo closing into the back of the 41. I saw Donick Anthony get around Jake Rogers in the number 9. Couple of wily old vets there as well, Anthony and Rogers. And now Rogers going back to the inside here in the number 9. Up in, it looks like he will get him. Samadeo looking to the inside here of Crampton. Looking to break into the top 5. As I said, 3 top 5s for the 97 this year. He's 5th in the championship. He's had a really good year. And he has just got up into the top 5. So, if we were to finish here, he would make that 5 top 5s this year. Thomas Troxel is second last at the moment. So, let's just, I mean, this is a big chance now for Henry Gore. He gets around Samuel Francis. He's the first car a lap down now. But this is a big moment because for the championship, I know we've got a long way to go. We really do. Of course, it's only race 10 of 20, but Troxel coming into this race with, I mean, he had a 48-point advantage coming into this race. And if I look at the points here, back to Gore, it was 57 points. So right now, Gore would definitely overtake Thomas Truxell in the standings if he were to finish here. So this is something that I'm sure the 71 will be... will have taken note. I'm sure of it. There's something to keep in mind for him as this race goes. But he's got to be careful here. He doesn't want to be put... he doesn't want the 21 unlapping himself and opening him up here to McLeese, and John Stewart's doing a nice job. He's closing in on the back of the 56. They've kind of broken away from Bryant, and Rogers has now moved his way up to the top 5. There's nearly contact there between Francis and Fisher G. G finished 4th at Canadian Tire. So again, things change very quickly in a race's span. Gore now on the inside of Truxell. This will be very painful for Thomas Truxell. And for Team Velocistar as a whole, it has not been a good showing for them. John Stewart's actually just got around Kyle McLeese, so he's up into 2nd place. Missed that. But he's doing a nice job. Looking for a 2nd win. We haven't had a driver... You know, these two guys have both won races, but we haven't had a... We've had 9 different winners in 9 races on the driver's side. 9 different winners in 9 races on the team side of things as well. So... of course, if the 71 or the 22 were to go to victory lane today, would make it would have the first repeat winner in both categories. So right now 1 and 2. Although Kyle McLeese wants to get his first win, and Monkey Racing, they haven't gone to victory lane. They're one of the teams that haven't. McLeese, Alejandro Cruz, and Paul-Antoine Sierre, despite being 9th in the championship, coming into this race, none of those guys have gone to victory lane. Paul-Antoine Sierre finished 2nd. Earlier in the year. I don't remember what race. He did finish 2nd. It may have been Atlanta, I think, potentially. I'm not sure, but I'd have to look that one up in post. There's Gore here on the inside in the number 71. And we are over the halfway mark, or we're going to be down the back straightaway this time. So this race has flown by pretty quickly. It is a quick one. 125 laps at about just under 16 seconds. It goes by very fast. And McLeese now to the inside. John Stewart back here in 3rd. They've broken away. Jake Rogers has got around Eli Bright. He's now up into 4th. He's had a good run in this race. Moved his way forward. In the number 9. Not sure. I mean, he's way down in the points. He's had a couple of 3rd place finishes, if my memory serves me correctly. But he's 26th in the championship. Right now having a very nice run in the number 9 for Amaris Nichols, who've had a pretty... substandard year, it goes without saying. Those 3 cars are... Well, Rogers is the highest of the Amaris Nichols cars in the standings. That's how bad of a year it's actually been for those guys. He's the highest, and he's 26th in the championship. So, not been a good year overall. It's a good run at the moment. Gore's now got a lap car between him and Kyle McLeese. Not sure if Chase Harris. Harris has been having a good run in recent times as well. He's moved his way up the standings a little bit. 14th in the points coming into this race. He's the highest danger zone Autosport car. They're another team that haven't gone to victory lane, but they've got 2 cars a lap down now with Jared Oren back in there as well. Oh, and McLeese went high, and that's going to open the door here for John Stewart. All this is helping Henry Gore because he is, even though he's got lap cars in front of him, you know, these guys battling are going to slow each other down. And Stewart will get him here into turn 4. He does. Rogers is closing in here as well, and then it's quite a gap back now to Eli Bryant, who's in the 5th position rather. Sam Adio, still got Anthony. Jerry Chen's doing a nice job. Logan Thomas has moved his way up into the top 10. Good run for him. Travis Crampton in the 10th spot still, so nice run there. You've got Sam Adio on the inside of Eli Bright. And Rogers has just got around Kyle McLeese. So this number 9 is on the move. Looks pretty quick at the moment. And he's closing in already onto John Stewart. So a good run here for Rogers. But the margin 1.36 seconds as Gore now laps the 29 of Brad Stover, and there is the 25 of Noah Clifton, and there's Fitzy. Right now, Fitzwater is, where is he? 32nd. So that is the highest running Velocistar car in the field. So they have 4 cars, 32nd or lower. It's not been a good day for them. Because let's say particular, I mean, Clifton started 5th. I mean, that's a remarkable drop-off. Didn't expect that. I just saw James Jefferson back here as well in the 54. That's not good. He's 30th. So, it could be a very good day for Henry Gore here in the 71. He's now got 2 cars between him and the second place car and John Stewart. They lap Garrett Lamar here. Scott McLeese still in 4th. So now 2 seconds behind. And Gore won't love the fact that the 2 teammates are battling here for position. He won't like that at all. As Clifton gets around the 24. He won't like that at all. Now he'll go to the inside. Is he going to go to the inside of Fitzwater? He will not. Does not want to be fighting lap traffic, particularly as Brad Stover closes in. Of course, these 2 cars... Well, here we go. Gore to the inside of the 24. He will lap Fitzwater. So now got 3 cars between him as we got a battle for second. I was going to say between him and second place. I was going to say it's John Stewart, but it's going to be Rogers here because Rogers now to the inside. He will clear the 22. So Rogers has had a very good run in this race. I don't know where he started, but right now up into second place. So quite a good performance from the number 9. Still got a long way to go to catch Henry Gore. I thought those two guys were going to make contact there. Rose and Clifton. Oh, I don't know if there was contact. Clifton may have moved to 32 there, perhaps, but you see, and Gore sliding up the racetrack, and this is not good for Henry Gore because now Brad Stover's going to get to the inside as Rogers now starting to claw his way forward. McLeese has got up to 3rd. And now, Stover clearing the 71. And now, Rogers has just got around the 24. So, all of a sudden, this gap that was about 1.5 seconds not too long ago, Rogers is there. And he has closed in a lot. He's done a great job in this one. So that's the last thing Gore wanted to have happen. Have a lap car get around him. And particularly as Rogers was climbing through the lap cars. Now, Chase Harris here in the 47. He may go to the inside. Perhaps here on the number 9 of Rogers. Is he going to? Is he going to? Yes, he will. And that's good news for Gore. So this is that's a good result. That's something that I'm sure the 71 wanted to happen right there. Rogers again. I mean, he might as well. I mean, this is a problem because now McLeese is going to try and benefit off this as well. You've got Fitzwater on the inside of the 24. He's going to get past the 9, and now McLeese is going to get to the inside. That's what Rogers wanted to happen. He was trying to, he should have... Yeah. Look, lap traffic is certainly coming into effect here. This is what I was talking about before. You don't want to be fighting these lap cars. If you're on the outside, you might get freight trained. McLeese is up into 2nd now as a result. Rogers has dropped back to 3rd. John Stewart is 4th. But Henry Gore now has a car between him and Kyle McLeese, who's now the 2nd place car. He wants to get around Caleb Rose in the 32. Not a good run for him. Look forward. Oh, that was close. I think Clifton's just been nudging. That's the 2nd time. I don't know if there was contact with Rose before. There might have been, but if there was contact then, I think there was contact there. That's 2 of the Pacific Racing cars he's made contact with. As you see, Gore just right now struggling with. He can't find a way around this 32 at the moment. That's the problem. And Fitzwater looks pretty racy behind. And he wants to get his lap back. And he's going to get to the inside of the 71 as Rogers now gets to the inside of McLeese for 2nd. So, 71, you might as well just give up the spot. Give it up to the 24. And just kind of like get back in line, is what he does. 36 laps to go. And I reckon we're only like, 20 minutes into this race? So it has gone very quickly. Well, it was closer to 30 minutes, but and McLeese now back to the inside of Rogers. a good battle between these two guys. Couple of Hondas. Neither of these teams are going to victory lane this year. They'd like to do it. Has Honda even won a race yet? I don't even know. Danger Zone Autosport, Amaris Nichols, and Monkey Racing. None of them have gone to victory lane in the first 3 races. Sorry, the first 3 races. First 10 races. Fitzwater again got lapped and again is looking to the inside of the 71, and this could be a massive problem for the 71 because now McLeese is going to be right there. He didn't get to the inside. Oh boy, as John Stewart's got around Rogers now. So Stewart here looking for his second win of the year, and here comes McLeese to the inside. And he will get it done. New leader, Kyle McLeese in the 56 for Monkey Racing. And as I said before, you don't want to be mucking around with lap traffic, because that's what's going to happen. And now John Stewart's up into second place. So Guar's gone from first to third in a very short span. And now Rogers is going to try and get to the inside of the 71. Looks like the 71 will hold on for now. No, he won't. Rogers dives it in. Drove it in pretty hard. And Rogers up into third. And McLeese overdrives turn 1. Stewart looking to pounce. Wasn't quite close enough. It's all going on in this one. So these guys just try it. I mean, the lap traffic certainly coming to play. Look at Rogers. He moved. He didn't physically make contact with the 22, but the 22 had to get out of the way. And Rogers now up into second, and he is, oh man. Now he's going to the inside of the 56 for the lead. That was, wow. That was a great drive off the turn. He might have been, he takes the lead here, but he's might have been holding on to might have a bit more tyre life than some of these other guys, because man, the way he drove off 2 there was phenomenal. And now Stewart here, looking to get to the inside of the 56, top 4 right on each other. And Stewart now going for second. And Stewart, can he clear this 56? He should be able to, I think. And he will. And now Guar's going to go to the inside here and look underneath of McLeese as well. So it looks like he'll get him. He will. So Guar up into the 3rd position. McLeese 4th. These guys have just been stuck behind Caleb Rose for a long time. He and Fitzwater have been the problem. Like that, in the sense that they just have not been able to lap these guys, really. Fitzwater has been lapped a couple times, but he has always gotten his way back on the lead lap. And now Rogers is going to get to the inside and finally put this 32 a lap down. So Rogers now with less than 25 to go leads the race. Stewart second, Guar, McLeese, that's your top 4. They're all separated because Sam Adia here, he's got a couple lap cars between him and those guys. But he's not that far behind. Jerry Chen, great run for Jerry Chen. He's in 6th. Anthony 7th. Logan Thomas 8th, Benny Watson, and Joseph Wright. So all 3 of the NS Racing Fords are in the top 10. Joseph Wright, since the start of the year, has had a disappointing run. He's kind of fallen off. And Benny Watson's had a dismal year. He's been another driver that's had a dismal year. Right now running in the top 10 for NS Racing. So great run by those guys as now they lapped Rose, and Rogers has lapped Max Davis. Tell you what, Max Davis, I thought he was going to be... Well, I'll tell you what, he's had a really disappointing number of races in a row now, and it's sunk him in the championship. He came into this race 17th in the championship, and for a while there it looked like he was going to be a championship contender, and yet he's like 110 points back. So although Troxel, where is Troxel? Troxel's been lapped. Troxel is dead last. Whoa. Where is the 27? Where is the 27? There's the 27. So the 27 is dead last at the moment, so he gets no points for that. Wow, that's big. I'm big for the championship. Oh boy. Guar's fallen back into the clutches of Sam Adio. And Sam Adio and Guar, they're 4th and 5th in the championship. They'll be the ones that benefit from Troxel running in the last spot at the moment. And now Sam Adio to the inside for 4th. So the 97 is going to get Guar for the 4th position. That's big. That is big. There's only 3 points separating these 2 cars. coming into this race, so right now, Sam Adeo would jump Henry Gore, and I would assume would jump Thomas Truxell and would be the championship leader. So that's big. That's a big moment for the championship. Of course, a long way to go, but Truxell dead last. That's you got to make the most of it. Jake Rogers looking to make the most of it, but John Stewart, man, it was crazy what happened to Kansas. That race, Truxell was leading. Brandon Beal was up there because he pitted. Then Truxell looked like he was going to victory lane, and somehow John Stewart just came from nowhere to win that one. He was up there all day, but he was just like he was a long way back in the last couple of laps and somehow pulled it off. And here he is again, looking to do something similar here. Rogers here should get to the inside of Clifton. He's got his teammate Stephen Colon as well here in the 13, so that's going to be important to note. Maybe perhaps a bit of team orders here as Rogers now gets to the inside. John Stewart's going to get to the inside of Clifton. So the 9, Cologne's not giving up just yet, but he should be able to, as John Stewart's all relatively close on the back of this number 9. And now Rogers will want Cologne to fight Stewart as much as possible. For as long as possible. McLeese is not too far behind either. I think it's going to be one of those three. I don't think Henry Gore and Nicholas Samadeo back here, I don't think they're going to have a shot. Rogers here with 11 to go in the number 9. Of course, Rogers won 10 races in the old Cup Series. So, with all those races up on the channel, this will be his 11th win on the channel, which is by far and away the most of anybody on this channel. At least racing in this series anyway. As Stewart trying to get around Evans Ross as he's dropped off quite a bit. Dropped a lot of time to Rogers as Rogers now gets past Sebastian Palmer. It's not been a good day for him. Stewart up, gets around the 62. Now he's got to get around the 15, but look at the gap. I mean, Rogers put about half a second on that lap on the 22. And you know what I just saw? I just saw Truxell again. I just saw Truxell again. Is he still last? He is. So, Truxell right now, 42nd. Not looking good for him. Particularly as Rogers closing in. Now, Palmer, he could play a factor because he's looking to the inside of the number 9. So he couldn't quite get underneath here. If the 15, the thing that the 22 wants here is the 15 to get around the 9. Or at least get to the inside of the 9. Well, he wants to get around the... He wants Palmer to get around the 9. Easier said than done. This 9 car, I mean, he has just driven up through the field and has done a great job. He's done a great job in this race. And coming to 5 to go this time. The gap is still under a second, but time is dwindling here for John Stewart. And we've had a clean race. Despite that near accident with Fitzwater and Paulo Antoine Sierra before, it's been a clean race. Haven't had a caution. Thank goodness for that. We're coming to 4 to go this time. And look at the gap. It's over a second now. I think it's all she wrote, John Stewart. It'll be a second place finish. As long as he can bring it home here, that's still a very good result considering the year he's had. He did win at Kansas, but it's been a dismal year other than that. Brandon Beal, I mean, he was up there for a while early on, and now he's about to get lapped. And Truxell's on the outside. He's about to get lapped for a second time. Jake Rogers, I think he's got this one in the bag. As the 22 now gets to the inside of Palmer. But Fitzwater's now between him and the 9. As we've got 2 laps to go. And Rogers will make this 10 different winners in 10 races and 10 different teams to win in 10 races. So, it's been a very even season. And with Truxell, I mean, you look at this, is Rogers takes the white flag. He's getting lapped a second time. It shows that anything can really happen in this series at the moment. Anybody can really win. Anyone can be completely awful any given day. Jake Rogers, hasn't been a great year for him. Hasn't been a great year for Amaris Nichols, but they're going to get their moment in the sun. They're round turn 4. Quick race at South Boston belongs to Jake Rogers and Amaris Nichols Racing. The number 9 goes to victory lane for the first time this year. in a caution-free race, and he goes straight to his pit stall, wasting no time at all. Wasting no time at all in that one. John Stewart second, Kyle McLeese third. Henry Gore got Nicholas Samadeo by 0.04 of a second. So that's a close battle at the end, and we didn't see it. That's a shame. But what a performance there by the number 9. Gore 4th, Samadeo 5th. Those two will be... I don't know about Samadeo, but the Gore will take the championship lead. I'm sure of that. Alejandro Cruz finished 6th. When did he get up there? When did the 46 get into the 6th position? I don't know. But that's a good run for Monkey Racing. 2 cars in the top 6. Dominic Anthony, Jerry Chen. So 3 Gifford cars in the top 7. So top 8 rather. Logan Thomas and Joseph Wright the top 10. In terms of other notables, Eli Bright finished in 12th. Let's see, who else finished where? Owen Miles 16th. Antoine Sierre 19th. So Antoine Sierre, actually, he was a long way back earlier. So he climbed up through the field again pretty well. Jefferson 22nd. He remained on the lead lap. Garcia 26th. And then you look back here. Beal 29th. Who else? Who was really notable in this one? Caleb Rose, our last winner, finished 36th. Not a good day for him. And clearly the biggest loser here, Thomas Truxell, 42nd, and was the only car 2 laps down. So, crazy how things work. Crazy how things work. It was not a good day for Truxell. He started 15th. I thought he was going to be up there, but that was the exact opposite. Well, Jake Rogers wins. First race of the year for him and Amaris Nichols in the Samsung Offline Racing League. 125 laps. It went by very quickly. Next race is Watkins Glen. So we're going to go to another road course. This will be the final road course of the year. And then that one will be with... I'm assuming that will be with the boot. I need to check that again. I need to make sure I have that. If not, it'll just be the regular road course because why not? Layout, rather. And then... got a big month of June. The first race of June, we've got 4 races in this month. The 9th for you guys. It's the 2nd today. No, it'll be, yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. It completely depends on work. That's why I'm live streaming today and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, yeah, congratulations to Jake Rogers. I'll show you the results and the points in the Discord, of course, and we'll see everyone at Watkins Glen. See everybody.